The truth behind My Old Friend Arturo. Now, a long time ago, I made videos stating that my old friend Arturo is full of shit. It was a 10-minute video. This is the story, the full detail of how I kept on running back to him like Naruto and Sasuke. When this guy fucked me over, this is the closest person to me. But this is telling the truth of why I stuck for so long and why me and him were arch rivals. Rivals to this day, but our friendship got matched up in a misunderstanding. This is back when I first started smoking weed, and my friend Arturo comes up because I buy a Naruto shirt at Hot Topic, and he's all like, "Hey, what's up, Naruto?" And I'm all like, "Oh, nigga, you don't even watch the show." He's like, "Are you kidding me? I watch it every week in Japanese." So this guy was cool, you know? He found me because I was popular for dancing, and he's like, "Yo, you should turf and do this frog move like Eru Senning." And I'm like, "Ooh, that's cool." And so I started talking to him. He happened to be a pothead too. Okay, so here's where it goes. Okay, so we start messaging each other on AIM, and we started playing Pokemon. So he messaged me. He's all like, "Hey, yo, Pokemon is a cool ass game." So I messaged him back. I'm all like, "Bro, you see Robot Chicken?" And he started rolling, and he's like, "That episode was hella funny." Yeah, so we were just talking about hella music, like Bay Area rap, like E40 and shit. The funny thing about Arturo was I used to always show him my AMVs while we were going to school. We had like the funnest dynamic because like we made a policy. It was always we would smoke, we would watch one AMV, and then we would go around and Ultimate Ninja Storm. So there was this one time, because the funniest thing about him is he kept on telling me he didn't like romance rap. And he doesn't like lovey-dovey songs because he's all about that street stuff, you know, slanging with the guns and shit. So all of a sudden, I show him an AMV to a E40 song, but it's a love song. So this guy is singing it at the beginning, and I message him. He's all like, "No, I don't like this song." I'm like, "Just keep listening." And he's like, "You are so lucky." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "E40 just started rapping." That shit was hilarious at the time, but the problem is because I was an anime nerd and he was slowly getting off of anime, he started going to parties, he started like, you know, smoking with other people, you know, and it kind of like fucked me over because what happened was this: he wasn't heavy on anime, but the problem was this: he started scolding me for listening to Japanese music. And the reason why this is so vital is because he had incredible charisma, but I had like trouble understanding rap. And what I meant by that is he listened to the kind of rap where you live it, you don't just listen to it, you know? And I was listening to Japanese music, and he's like, "Why the fuck do you listen to that shit?" I'm like, "Man, I like the beat." He's like, "But you don't understand what they're saying." And that is true. Once I started listening to rap, like rap that he listens to, was that time when I was homeless, at a time I wasn't doing shit because I was living through that homeless, reckless lifestyle that they were living through, you know? I relate to what they're saying in the rap songs now. That's why it kind of scolded me, but I'm like, no. You see, I had already my mind thought out, you know, about that, you know? I actually have my own experience in rap because I used to listen to lyrical rap, and I used to listen to lyrical rap with my brothers. And they showed me what mixtapes were, and he talks about Bay Area rap, which is specifically for the people in the area because it's slang that only a specific piece of California says. It doesn't go across the world like mainstream rap does. Now, the thing with that is I didn't like rap like that because I like intelligent rap. So it was funny. There was this one time where me and him were riding on bikes and we were slapping, and so we were just talking about rap. And so like he thought I didn't know about rap either, and so we were talking about remixes, and then it starts coming to I mentioned the One Blood remix, and he's like, "Bro, that's just 10 minutes long." And I was like, "Bro, tell me why." There was this part of my brother when Christian starts spinning, and my brother starts imitating him. He's all like, I don't know what the fuck this nigga saying." And Arturo gets hella mad and he starts imitating me back like, I don't know what he's saying. mad and he's trying to make excuses why he didn't like that shit. No, but on a serious note, this guy, on the regular basis, what happened was we had such a good relationship, and the first year we met, but the second year he went to a continuation school. And that means that it's kind of like a juvie school. It looks bad when you try to apply for college. Now, the thing about that is he started getting an ego because he went to a continuation school. He felt like he was getting more gangster than me, knowing that I'm an anime nerd and shit. So it's really, really tough because of that. But we still had some good moments, but he really started scolding me at how being street smart is more important than book smart, and how his dad fucked up about how his mom was a drug addict. I'm like, man, now that I'm older, that don't mean shit. I repeat this because when he used to tell me this, I used to complain, I used to be, back in my incel suicidal days in high school, I hate talking about that shit, but this is very vital for the video. The real reason why I had to state that is because we were going through the same thing, and he had a girlfriend that was overshadowing me because I had none and he had one. And I stated this in the previous video that's what happened, and he used to gaslight me that he was so street smart, but compared to the people in the continuation school, he wasn't pulling anything. But the continuation school swagger, he took the continuation. I'm like, where'd you get that from? I used to be so jealous because he used to have this gangster swag. I'm like, oh, it's because I went to juvie school. And yeah, it's, cool enough and stuff like that. He used to be an asshole, I fought Arturo twice. One, when he was trying to say that I need to step my game up, and he basically yelled that shit. He said something that we would normally say in private, but he yelled it because girls were there. And Arturo caught me off guard, Arturo was my rival because he knew how to fuck with my mentally. If you know me and him in real life, he has longer arms and he's faster, but mine are stronger and holds more weight. I have to hook him, and he only has jabs, and he can only jab for so long. When me and him fought, it was crazy as fuck. We used to do that shit all the time for no reason. We always used to shadow box. We would smoke weed and shadow box. We used to train wear a boxer too. We used to do everything. It was so fucking funny. We used to take Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and in the middle, if you rip the Yu-Gi-Oh card in the middle just right, you can take it out and you can use the little white paper as a joint paper. And he taught me that. I'm like, dude, that shit is hella sick. And funny enough, when I was making AMVs, I sent them an AMV that had a song that they used to play in a party, and so it was hella funny. So I check up with him on the phone, and he's like, bruh, they were playing Drop It to the Clap in class. I started dying, and there was this other one where me and my brother actually made AMV together, and it was ×2. That was the name of the song. And so they randomly played that shit on Spotify. He told me that story. I started busting out laughing. That shit was... We used to always get high, and I used to always be in my own little world. I used to always fucking say, every time I got high, this shit slap. And so Arturo called me out, and he's like, I'm tired of you saying that shit, bro. I'm like, what? This shit slap. And then I started busting out laughing, and he's all like, hey, but you know what's the best part about that? I do that too. No, but seriously, that was just the good times I had with Arturo. We went through a world journey together, and what was going up was, okay, so after we both graduate, we both go our separate ways. He moves back with his mom in Alabama, and it really was a tough time because he had more resources with his mom, but he got addicted to that Cali lifestyle. It really sucked. It really fucking sucked because I was going through shit at the time. This is back when I started rapping in the rap league. It was the thing to keep me by when my friend Arturo was out of state, and once he came back, it was like he got hot shit because he got all that confidence from living in a place where their land is poor compared to ours. So when he came back, he thought he was hella more mature, like he could shut me like my dad, and it really fucked me up because always scold me about, oh, the government's trying to kill us, it's Illuminati this, Illuminati that. It really pissed me the fuck off because it was at the time when I was tripping about pussy. He's like, oh, pussy is trivial compared to what the Illuminati's doing to us. I'm like, let I know, like, fuck that, that's shit's both a lie, And it's all, they were both lies. Like, he's gullible, he thinks everything's about rap. I'm like, that's gotta backfire on him, and it backfired on him tough. I start getting better, I start becoming more popular and famous, started really going up, changing my outfits, getting results in my training, while he literally stayed the same. It pissed me off. But, you know, I tried telling his girl that he needs to step it up himself. And there was this one time where I felt completely betrayed by Arturo, where the second time I fought him, it was over his girl when I was trying to reject her, but I was trying to tell him that she was coming on to me, and I told him immediately, like, yo, I'm sorry, but your girl is trying to feel on me, I don't want it. So after all these years of him scolding me for listening to Japanese music, saying I don't understand shit about rap, this was the moment where I got the clown on him, where I started playing a rap song, literally stating everything he tried to tell me. And this Cousin Freak part literally explained what just happened when I tried to talk to his girl.
She was a hoe, get your paper, don't save her. 2 weeks later, I heard you was telling niggas I was just a hater. You silly motherfucker, I was trying to do your ass a favor, but don't make me spray this cater at that beat up ass and saber.
I was just trying to do you a favor, Arturo. And he ended up starting shit with me, and I slapped him one time. My mask slapped him, and that let Arturo know that no, you can no longer fool with my perspective. I know I'm stronger than you, and that's how I know this fight isn't gonna last longer. And after that, we literally have never been friends again, and it really fucking sucked. When I knew him, it was out of pocket, like how much he didn't know that he was preaching to me, but we always had conflicting views on anime and shit. And Arturo's favorite anime is Full Metal Alchemist. Now, the reason why this plays a big role in our friendship is because I was heavy on Naruto, I was heavy on everything else but Full Metal. I loved Full Metal's artwork. I felt like Full Metal Alchemist, the main character, reminded me of a Spartan. So I was always interested in the story, but I was never interested because Arturo used to shove this shit down my throat. And he's like, oh, this shit is better than Naruto. I'm like, how? And the whole thing, we always used to conflict on that shit. And I always told him, I'm like, Full Metal is alright to me. My favorite character is Envy. And that was the main point. There was this time that me and Arturo were just chilling at his house, and he showed me the part where Pride said, you have no experience fighting people shorter than you because you've always fought people taller than you. And that let me know that that was a top tier anime. But you know, this guy Arturo, he watches other anime like Trigun and Death Note. We've had a lot of debates, a lot of funny shit. You know, there was this time where I played him a fight night where I was Tyson and he was Ali. And he used to always pull this shit with like, oh, am I getting socially better? Am I getting socially better? And that used to really irritate me because he tried to act like he was older than me, but we're the same. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why that is so funny is because when it comes to this situation, we were playing fight night, and I was Mike Tyson, and when he was Ali, and I almost beat him, and we went for all 3 rounds, and I was hella high. He was like, fuck. And I'm like, am I getting better? He's like, yeah, you almost beat me. That's why I said fuck. But in all honesty, Arturo literally introduced me to, like, people aren't too different. And he was the only guy I knew who smoked weed and watched anime at the time. This is the truth behind my friend Arturo.